Welcome to the ASC live stream. Good morning, everybody. It's time to wake up, cook the bacon, smell your water, do whatever you got to do. It is time to enjoy the show, the live stream that we got going today. Patreon exclusive. Brendon, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
You know.
We haven't done one of these in like a month or something like that. It's been a minute.
I'd say your last one you did with Ben from Arctide.
Yep.
So that was the last.
That's 2 weeks ago. So yeah. So it's been a minute.
Right on schedule.
Yeah. Last time was with Babe, and you and I, all together.
Time to reunite the forces.
Anyway, what's been going on with you?
Nothing. I think since the last time, I can officially say that I got everything booked and ready to go to DEMA.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I guess we can hop right into that right now. The one thing we're waiting on is, so the thing with the DEMA is, unlike underwater intervention, is that, I mean, it's like, you got to be like legit. You have to have credentials. Like I had to submit like either like a picture of my business card. Hey, babe.
Oh, babe's in.
Watching while working on hanging a garage door opener. Just the opener? Like the one that clips in your car?
No, I'm sure. I'm sure he's not. He's like, it's a pretty big Saturday morning. I gotta clip that garage door opener on.
Anyway, so I had to submit like picture of the business card, and there was like 4 or 5 different documents they wanted, one of each. So one was like the EIN, the business number for the company, or you had to submit like a pay stub, or something along those lines. So I did that, and I'm good. I got my badge and all that kind of stuff. Well, Adam hasn't got his, so I contacted him. I guess he has to do the exact same thing. I thought that since he was as an employee under ASC would be fine. But so his business cards are on order. They're going to be here by the 13th. So at that point in time, we can get him fully registered. But otherwise, yeah, you're ready to go. So we're planning on being there just on Friday. I think we can cover a bunch of ground on Friday. Make some networking, see what happens. We'll definitely shoot some video. And that's one thing I want to talk about is, what do you guys want to see? What do you want us to show you, I guess, at DEMA? We don't even 100% know what we're getting into with that thing. I mean, I've watched past videos and stuff like that, but what areas of interest is there for you? What little videos would you like to shoot? Stuff like those lines. Because, yeah, I want to do some...
Before we get too carried away with that, we should also make sure that we're allowed to shoot video. And
I mean, everybody else does.
Okay.
I mean, there's always people there that uploading stuff every year after DEMA.
All right, you don't need to fly off the handle. I was just asking.
I'm just saying. Maybe do a live from there or something along those lines.
Yeah. Well, and Babe said, just quit.
You take care of it.
Babe was saying, I'm very envious and can't wait to myself. All right, it's a weird way of saying it, babe, but no. And one of the things Brendon and I talked about is, like, when we were kind of deciding on the DEMA thing is, A, do we go this year? B, how long do we go this year?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of how we discussed, like, hey, let's go Friday. Like, and then, like, getting a feel for what the convention is and who's there,
right?
What opportunities could be there. Then it's like, because the next one's in Orlando or Vegas?
No, Vegas.
Okay. So, well, regardless, then we can, game plan to see if like the next one or maybe even the year after, whatever, is a good idea to go multiple days or, and then try to get our friend Babe there as well.
And the other cool thing is there's people there we know. Tech Clark's usually at DEMA.
Yeah, I was going to tell you. I think we should try to get a hold of him to see if he wants to.
Yeah, maybe we'll see him in person and be like, hey, man, let's talk some C-Lab 2021.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious to see who else is going to be there that we know. Same thing with underwater intervention. Like I said before, I ran into people there. And I'll at that. So it's DEMA first, like in the middle of November, and then underwater interventions like the very end. Like I'm actually December 1st is the day I'm going. It's a Friday as well. So yeah, a lot of networking opportunities. The nice thing about underwater intervention this year is they partnered with Workboat or boat, something like that. Anyway, and it's like 80% of the thing is all about boats and yachts and stuff like that. So there's going to be, even though it doesn't seem like it's going to fit, the legal aspects and all that kind of stuff and flagging and all that kind of stuff that's going to pertain to underwater habitat. I can talk to him about that type of stuff too. So I think it'll be a good networking opportunity for us, even with all other stuff, because underwater intervention in the past, the one I went to before, I mean, there was a lot of stuff there, but I mean, after a few hours, I had basically seen everything there was to see. So there wasn't that much to do after that. Even though I was there almost all day. I had a long lunch. So anyway, so I'm excited about that. And the same thing with, it looks like the floor plan for both underwater intervention and DEEM are about the same size. So I figure one day should give us a good opportunity to cover everything we need to cover.
Yeah. Get a feel, meet some friends, make some friends.
Yeah. And actually, and that's why, and I'll put it out there on our socials too, is, hey, what areas do you want us to go check out and talk to, or you guys want reports on? I'm curious to see what new tech and stuff is showing off and stuff like that too. But just direct us, guide us in where you'd like us to go. Anyway, but however, you skip one thing. The big news this week that came out is that James Cameron announced that they have mastered the Abyss in 4K. Every year, I look for this coming out in 4K, and people saying, "Oh, it's going to be out this year. It's going to be this year." 5 years in a row, I've looked at this thing, and finally, he says it's done. It's just up to the distributors now to get it made into like DVD or Blu-rays or whatever like that. Finally, and there's going to be some extra features and stuff in it. He said too. I don't know what that is. Probably behind the scenes stuff.
Sure.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be so awesome.
So, to recap, this movie's never been remastered.
It's been remastered, but not in 4K.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
so I mean,
in high def.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I got. I don't know if it's Blu-ray or DVD. I got VHS, DVD. I think I got a Blu-ray version of it. All those, with the extended version, the 3-hour long director's cut.
Maybe I'm just old school, but I don't know the difference between high def and 4K.
The resolution, I think, 1080 by 1920 is high def because it's over 720. 720 might even be considered high def. The 4K is like 2048 by, I can't remember what it is. It's double high def.
All right, I'll trust you.
Usually get an audio quality increase too.
Okay. And so then, like 10 years from now, you're going to be like, they keep saying they're going to re-release it in 8K, and it never happens.
Yeah,
like,
I'll be happy with 4K. That's the big thing. So yeah, what has been going on since we last talked? One of the things was, as you mentioned, the interview with Ben from Arctide, which was really good, really cool guy. We talked a lot before and after, and we talked on the phone since then as well. They've got a big event coming up October 21st, where they're going to be, I guess, showing off. Seastead's doing something for him and all that kind of stuff. So it's a big event. I don't know if I'll make it down for that one, but I told him I'll be coming down either October, maybe November, hopefully. And he says to check out what they got going on. He said our next interview will be on one of the platforms, which will be really cool. What they're showing off right now is just a scaled down version of what they're doing. But we talked about underwater habitats. We talked about, because they've got people already asking about, hey, we want an underwater room. So we were talking about the feasibility of that and how to design against that and what options they have. I said, man, you guys got it made with your designs already, because you just flip it upside down pretty much and put glass around it. You're good to go type of thing.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit more engineering to it than that. I said that your biggest issue is going to be the cost of the acrylic for something that big. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm hoping to do some more stuff with them. I think he's a good contact, and I like to build that relationship more. What's Babe got here? New tech for sure. The same tech used for dive computer integrated and applied to a HUD is the same idea of what you'd be used for monitoring system for habitat. Yeah. I'll be curious to see what they're going to show off. I won't get too nerd in here, but I know the whole idea of getting rid of the vest and going with just the back plate and stuff like that for scuba is really on the increase. I don't know tons about that, which you may know more about that, Babe. Right? Something we talk about in the future. but getting rid of the old vest style BCDs and going more to backplate and I can't remember what else. So I'm sure they'll be showing off some cool stuff there. Also, Babe says he's excited about this as well. I had sent him the article, so I knew he knew about it.
Well, you two could just hang out and watch The Abyss together, I guess.
But
I've yet to see it.
Maybe we'll have a watch party for 4K Abyss.
I wonder if we can do that through Discord.
Probably.
I wonder if we're supposed to do that through Discord.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll have to do it through Patreon.
It's still, yeah, okay.
I mean, I don't know. We'll look into it. Either way. You got anything to add to any of that?
To that section, no. I don't.
All right. Babe, watch party.
Mm-hmm.
The other big thing, which is a little frustrating, is Deep and their Sentinel project, which they do, and I've thrown a bunch of social media stuff out there, and there's more coming later in the year with my series of underwater habitats that every day I've been pushing out something about an image of underwater habitats. Anyway, I've got their project coming towards the end of the year, but I reached out to them a couple of times, didn't hear anything. But then finally, like their lead design guy reached out. He's like, "Man, I've been watching your guys' podcast for a couple of years. I love what you guys are doing and stuff." I'm like, holy cow! So we are doing something here with the podcast, and so I think that was a little bit. That was nice to hear that whether it was all fluff and he actually had and just saying that to get in, or if he actually had, still feels good that he referenced it. Anyway, he put me in contact with their like PR guy or whatever like that. I've emailed him a couple of times. He hasn't gotten back with me, so I'm not going to chase that one too much. They know how to get a hold of me. I've given them everything they want. As I say, got links to the website, to the podcast, explain who we are, what we do, just explain, hey, we would like to discuss, doing like an interview with you guys, or what we can do to help promote your vision here as well. And I was talking to Martin over in Turkey, and he's like, "Man, they gotta feel bad." He goes, "They put out this big thing, like only like 2 news articles. How do you think about it?" And it's true. I mean, I didn't see tons about it, unlike Proteus, which every time they announce something, it's like on all the news articles, but not much was said about the Deep. I mean, there was more than 2, but there wasn't that much out there. So I don't know. Maybe we just didn't we're in the right channels. But I like a lot what they're doing. I just want to find out more about it too. So we'll see. Maybe something will come of that. I may hit him back up. If I have everything by the end of the year, I might shoot a message next year and just see what we can do about maybe getting them on.
Yeah.
Well, they're over in the UK, so time frame is different, whatever.
Well, and another thing with the coverage or whatever is just like any of these, all the different groups that are trying to attempt the same thing, is it's like, I don't think we're going to get a lot of I guess media coverage or whatever it may be until something's built and like accessible. Like we can debut designs all we want. We can debut, our visions all we want, but until it's something they could, someone can bring a camera and take pictures and get right up in it. And even then there's no guarantee that that's, the hot news of the day either. I mean, that's just the way the world works right now.
Well, I think you're right there too, because I mean, you look, except for Proteus, which I mean, he's got money to throw behind to get marketing out there and stuff like that. But you look at, for example, Ben from Arctide. I mean, they've been working on this thing for years, and as soon as they got something out in the water, I mean, there's been tons of news articles about it all of a sudden. Same thing with Joe Dituri. When he's underwater, there's a couple here and there, but now that he's out and he's doing, there's like news article after news article and stuff along those lines about the information they're finding out, all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, results breed a little bit more than, because once we've talked about multiple times, there's a billion different artistic renderings and stuff out there, and you can't give everybody credence. Clearwater Revival.
I was about to say that.
One thing we'll talk about, and we can turn this into like a Patreon exclusive because of the content of it. But investors. Couple last things to go over for today, unless you've got anything. But one is, as you may have noticed, our social media changed in 2023. The way we do social media, I took it over. Before Adam was posting out stuff like multiple times a day. It's been a whole lot less social media. And it's mostly been YouTube videos, posts about what we're doing, underwater habitat related, and strictly that. But it's been a whole lot less. Do you guys like that? Do you like how it was going before? I'm trying to think of how we're doing social media 2020 and 2024. I haven't even talked to you about this, Adam, yet either,
Sure.
about what the social media looks like in 2024. If the guy from Deep was telling the truth and he did hear from the podcast, I'm very pumped about that. I'm trying to get more shorts out there every Monday. Another 4, 5, 6 minute short comes out about a topic. And that's something else I want to talk about here in a second. But video, interviews, topics, what kind of stuff do you want to see from that standpoint? And trying to focus on really where the attention's at and what's going to get us the best reach and stuff along those lines. So, yeah. And this is a question to you too, Adam. How do you see social media in 2024? This isn't probably an answer since you're just hitting off the cuff of it right now. You're going to have an answer for right now, but something to be thinking about is because Monday is Q4 starts.
Sure.
So we're into the end of the year. So trying to figure out what next year looks like from the social media standpoint.
Because one of the things we discussed at the end of last year was when I was doing more of it, because I would post a lot of news articles and stuff and it wasn't. Most of the time it didn't have anything to do with underwater habitat. Right. It had stuff to do with underwater tech or renewable energy.
Yeah,
and if stuff that I felt could be kind of related and helpful towards the project, but it wasn't directly related to what we do. So, we kind of talked about do we really want to be a news hub, or and not that there's anything wrong with posting and stuff if that's what people like having, or would you rather have the kind of the system you set up where it's just maybe you're not posting as much, but all the stuff you are posting is directly related to ASC.
Yeah. Or underwater habitat.
Or underwater habitats, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, but all the stuff you're posting is good. So it's all good quality stuff. So it's not you're just throwing a picture out and be hey, remember this picture?
Right. Right.
Remember the one we posted 3 weeks ago? Here it is again. Yeah.
So anyway, and then talking the shorts and the podcast is what do you guys want to see from that stand? Because I sometimes run out of ideas for shorts. I got a list of so I make sure I'm not copying the same thing for my shorts since they're so short. That's the name. Short podcast format. What are some topics you'd like to hear me discuss or talk about in the future? I've still got several in my mind. I have a Google Notes that just has tons of ideas for ASC as far as if it's merch ideas, if I can never get the store fixed, and just other stuff that I want to do as far as whether it's podcast or different verticals and so along those lines. So yeah, I want to make sure that, as always, it's a tricky thing because as I've learned from the different business ventures I've been in over the years, people always think they know what they want. And then you give it to them and they don't want it or they don't consume it. So it's one of those things where we have to, the people leading that vision have to be the ones that dictate it. But at the same time, I want people to at least voice their opinion because maybe it's something I haven't thought about, or maybe we can work it in a different way that still meets them, that fits the vision. For example, the bookstore, my dad's bookstore, we had people, oh man, can you guys start carrying records in here? It'd be great if you could carry records and stuff like that. I'm like, sure. So we got records, and because you get records in here, I'll bring all this stuff in. We had a whole display of records. We had a record player up there. You can listen to them, stuff like that. It lasted a couple of months. Nobody bought records. We sold some, so that just nobody seemed to care. Hey, can you do this? Hey, we want coffee. Well, we had coffee here for a year and like nobody drank it. So it's those other times people think they want stuff until you actually give it to them. And it's either those people don't come back because by that point in time, they've left because you didn't meet their needs, or they didn't really know what they wanted in the first place. And that's emotions often drive bad performance.
Well, with that too is like you'll have a million customers in any business that will go through a business once, offer criticism and tell you, hey, you should do this, and then with no intentions of ever coming back anyways. So someone like you is probably gonna be like, oh, that would be a good idea, we should do that for our business, because that guy, he's gonna come back with something like that. That guy was never going to come back anyway. He wanted to swim through once to criticize. In fairness,
these people were regulars. They had been in there, but once again, because I have this conversation with my dad, I'm like, that guy's never going to be back. Don't whatever, because he's like, well, that guy wanted that book. I'm like, well, I'm not going to find one book for this guy that's never going to come back again. Type of thing. So
have his picture behind the desk and be like, hey,
I wanted a picture.
I got that book.
Chase him down. You see him at like Walmart.
Have you seen this man? He wanted of mice and men.
So that's basically what's going on around these here parts. Really, the rest of this year is I think obviously we got October to get through, but then it's all conventions for most of November. That's going to give us a lot. And then in December, I'll be probably editing videos or any information from that to be putting out content from there. So really the rest of the year is going to start being more involved with that type of stuff and networking, more business to business networking, which I'm super excited about. And seeing who knows how many different interviews we'll be able to get from these things. Hey, would you like to be on our podcast, stuff like that? We may be able to stack next year just with the networking from these events too. So, I'm excited. I'm excited about the next couple of months, even though it's not, it doesn't seem like it's helping further what we're doing. I think that it will, once again, it's all getting the brand out there and getting the name out there and getting us out there as being a legit force. And if everybody didn't also, scatterbrained here, I posted the podcast audio of my discussion I did with the Lunar Conference back in July. And I'll put the video out before too long, but the audio from it went live. And so I've got that. And if you want to listen to that, go check out our podcast, Colonize the Ocean, on most podcast platforms.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to wrap her up here.
Wrap it up.
Yes, sir. Or add anything else that you may have that you didn't get to talk about.
I can't think of anything. I'm just, we're like what? Actually, like 6 weeks away, I guess, essentially from DEMA. So it's not terribly far away. So we'll get a few live streams in before then, and then we'll do one when I come down to visit. Plan is I'm gonna.
Yeah, I don't think we addressed that. You'll be down here, so we'll actually.
We said at the beginning of the show that I said I'm coming to DEMA.
But I guess. All right, yeah.
Okay, I guess the true logistics of it is I'm gonna fly into Mississippi, hang out with Brendon for a couple days, and then we're gonna go drive to New Orleans on Friday, and then I'm heading back home Saturday. But so
and we're going to drive across the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge.
I'm gonna be a little freaked out, but if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. For those of you who don't know, apparently it's the longest bridge in the United States. In
the world, I think, over a body of water.
Ugh. I've seen pictures of it, and it's just like you're just in a bridge, and it just looks like you're crossing an ocean, is what it looks like to me, because you don't see the land on the other side. It doesn't look like. So it freaks me out. But I'm also not a fan of flying either. I'm going to be doing that for that either. But anywho, the point is that I'll be going hanging out with Brendon for a couple days. And
Babe Boy says he wants to see a video of Adam from the drive. I'll swerve.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I'd rather you didn't.
Close this thing out.
No, you're not my dad. Anyways, all right, guys. AtlantaSeaColony.com. Go there. You can get access to all of our socials. If you're seeing this now, well, it's because you're part of the Patreon. You don't need access to that because you already know. However, when you're seeing the replay, head to AtlantaSeaColony.com. Get the links to our Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Sorry, X, whatever. It's never going to change. YouTube, and also like Brendon said earlier about the Colonize the Ocean podcast, that is on most podcast platforms. My app of choice is Castbox, and it's on there. So, and if it's on a smaller platform, it's on the big ones. Anyways, Discord. You can also find the link to the Discord in there as well. We're getting new members in there all the time, so be another one of them. Come join us, talk about it. Everybody likes to share thoughts and different things. We have different groups for different subjects, such as like boating and subs, the scuba tech, marine life, and we have a thread just to talk about movies. So here pretty soon, Brendon's going to be filling that thing up with the Abyss talk again. So if you want to go talk with the Abyss or any of those other goofy shows, you can go in there and talk with them about it. Brendon mentioned a little bit ago, AtlantaSeaColony.com/merch. We got a merch store, so it's too bad the Babe's not in here because he's always repping the merch for us.
And I'm actually getting ready to order some today.
Yeah.
So I'll have,
so we got the hats, the shirts, the hoodies, the thermoses, the water bottles, mouse pads, whatever it is. It's all over there. Cool designs. Brendon was able to get some cool artists to work on all that. Also, like I said, we're live right now on the Patreon exclusive. So if you're not a part of Patreon and you want to be, well, guess what? You can do it as little as $5 a month. So, I mean, why not? That's cool. $5 a month is cool. Our current patrons right now are Brian Acosta, Matthew Cathy, Martin Reese, S. Babe Hyde, and yours truly, Adam. So with that, I mean, you get access to the Patreon lives that are the exclusives that we put out. You can be involved in this conversation as we're recording. And also, Brendon posts a lot of like questions and stuff like that in there before we post it out to the, the regular socials. So yeah. And then also, Brendon and our discussion on discussion on different, possibly different Discord exclusives with that. So we're tossing around some ideas. Where it goes, I'm not sure.
One thing, talking about Discord, we have talked about having a game night in there.
Yeah, there are some built-in games to it. It's kind of fun. Me and Brendon were testing them out.
Yeah, so we might want to try that. If that's interesting to you, we might.
Yeah,
game
like
in there.
What we played, like there was some golfing games, there was poker, there was there was all kinds of cool stuff in there. So yeah, it's kind of neat. Also, real quick, while I turn this off, Halloween's coming up, and you've talked about doing like a Twitch thing before. So
well, actually, I am doing Twitch every Sunday right now. I'm on Twitch usually around 5 p.m. Central. I've been playing Into the Water, or whatever it's called.
You need to make a banner for that down here. Oh, next time we do a live stream, let's have that ready to go.
Yeah, so I've been playing that a little bit, and then once I get that done, I'll switch over to. I got a couple other games I'll play, all underwater based. So yeah, we got one person in the Discord right now that follows us that was watching me on there the other day. So
yeah, we'll have to talk about that off. Then give me access to that, and then maybe I can get on there and play some of those games too. So then we can keep the stream up longer too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Know what I mean? All right, folks.
Yeah, Under the Waves. Sorry, Babe got me. Under the Waves is what.
Babe, just chill out. It was an honest mistake that Brendon made. You don't need to be that guy. No. Thank you guys for tuning in this Saturday morning. We will
whenever you're watching.
Well,
because if you're over in Europe, it's not morning anymore.
But it's still probably Saturday.
Okay, fair enough.
Unless you're watching this when it comes out on the social medias, then you're watching it Tuesday, whatever.
Yeah.
Or whenever you just get access to it. Anyways, we appreciate that you are taking the time to watch it. So, having said that, guys, have a great week. Have a great October, the start of October. And we will see you guys again in a couple weeks. So, take care.